Hello, everyone, and Happy New Year. We took a little break before the new year and we're back, so welcome back to the Red Door Yoga Mini Sutra series online. I hope your new year has started well. Today, I wanted to talk to you about the illusionary baseline. Now, as we're growing up, all of us, we start to construct an ideas to what the world is like. What does it look like? How does it work? What are the rules of life? What's considered acceptable, what's not acceptable. All of us, every single one of us, we build this framework. It's just part of what needs to happen in order for us to navigate the world. But what happens over time is that we gather our information, we create our framework, and we think we get it. And we think that everybody else around us is getting the same framework, they're getting the same view, the same vantage point. And that's not actually true. And sometimes we butt up against that in such a way that can be incredibly uncomfortable. Sometimes it can cause rifts in relationships, it can end relationships. Sometimes it can create massive argument and what have you. And sometimes these arguments are really unnecessary. And it's simply stemming from the idea that your mind holds so tightly to your view and it believes the other person is seeing it in the same way. So if they're not agreeing with you, it's, because they're being unreasonable in some way, or they are being willful in some way, etc. Now, if I can utilize the expression vantage point for you to think about your frameworks, I want to mention to you that I am just under 5 feet tall. I'm pretty tiny, and my husband is a full foot taller than I am. And several times over the 20 years that we've been together, my husband will point at something, let's say out a window or whatnot. He's like, "Wow, look at that!" And I'll be looking, and he can tell from the look on my face that I cannot see what it is that he is pointing at, and it's so obviously there to him. And what he'll do is he'll keep pointing at this thing, and then he'll shrink his body down to get his eyes to my level, and he'll suddenly go, "Oh, you can't see that." And he's not making fun of me. He just suddenly realizes it's only obvious from his vantage point. It's only obvious because he happens to be a certain height. Okay, so I use this expression because our frameworks, you can think about it like a ladder that you're building from which you are standing and then viewing the world. And not all our ladders are built the same height, the same width, the same way. Not all of our ladders are as stable in certain situations as another person's. And so how we interact from that ladder, from that vantage point with the world is very different. So this is incredibly helpful to remember at all times, particularly when you are coming up against someone and feeling like you're butting heads, like you're not actually seeing eye to eye. You're not actually agreeing with one another. The first thing is to consider that your view isn't absolute. Neither is theirs, okay? But also consider the fact that we instinctively believe in our view in an absolute way. So we need to actually remind ourselves that the frameworks that we carry are not everyone's frameworks, and we need to therefore consider what things look like to them. So what's the easiest way to consider it? Ask, listen, have conversation about it, and not spend your time, be curious, not spend your time trying to move them from their vantage point to yours. Spend most of your time actually just trying to see what the world looks like from their vantage point. It's the equivalent of my husband shrinking his body down to get his head alongside mine to go, what does the world look like at 5 feet tall, just under 5 feet tall? Okay? I hope that was helpful, everyone. It's wonderful to be back with you guys, and I look forward to hearing from you guys on this video on any thoughts or ideas that you have, any questions that you have. Please put them in the comment section below. Please share the video with others, and I look forward to seeing you again online very, very soon. Namaste.